Alright, welcome everybody. We are back. This is Zenith Online Racing. This is Tier 2. I am Arbega. I'll be with you for the next hour and a bit. This one might go a little quicker, depending on safety cars and the weather. We're expecting a pretty quick race overall. It's a short lap here, so we should see a lot of action in qualifying as well. Just be I think you can get about 4 runs in here, so you can pretty much use every set of tires you've got. A couple guys getting out there right away, so that will give them a little bit extra time to think about some stuff. Yeah, looks like a good session for weather. Looks pretty clear for the most part. A little bit of haze there, but doesn't really look like clouds at all. So. Who knows what we will have for the race? I'm sure someone will give us an update shortly. Keep an eye on the chat, and we'll let you know soon. But looks like Scabney, the first on the road, is being followed closely by a McLaren. I guess that would be Bark School. Bark School before the race pointed out that he's quite close to. He said avoiding his last penalty point when he's driving Miss Daisy. I think he's got 3 though. 3 you get to your race ban. I think you can get 1 or 2 and get away with not picking up any suspensions or anything for now. It doesn't take much. You can just make 1 mistake and essentially get 3 points for it if you make a bad choice. And it's quite easy to do. I think everybody's been there at some point. Some better than others, and some repeat offenders. But, I think Bark School is leading the pack now. Looks like another card gone in. Lost track of it. I think it was Scabney. Yeah, it was Scabney, sorry. Purple, obviously. Let's check back with Bark School. Looks like he has gone purple as well, so he's beating Scabney at the moment. Jump back to Scabney, see what kind of time he can put up. So 105.8, and then Bark School just behind. Oh, jumps to the top. Jumping all over the place here. So 105.7 for Bark School, 105.73 for Lacuna, so 100th ahead there. Let's check back here. GP Colin puts a 107.5 up. He's on the medium tire. We want to get that tire and come up. Apologies for that. Usually get that up right away. Jump on board. Who do we got here? Bobby looks like he's about to finish his flyer on a set of mediums here. Good color coordinated helmet. .63, so well ahead of GP's time on the mediums. Not sure how representative GP's time is, though. He's generally got a little more pace than that, so he probably had a mistake. Maybe that was a warm-up lap, I don't know. He's pretty low on battery, though, so may not see him back on those mediums again. Looks like Infamous Pillars, relatively new to the league. He's on a flyer right now. I'm right on board with him. Alright, we got 2 updates in the chat. Clear race, and an update from Bones says fuzz to bottle. I believe that is his prediction. And if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet that you're right. Seeing as I witnessed firsthand a bottle by Fuzz Monday night. So 106.1 for Infamous. He was looking pretty good there. That reflects as he's gone second fastest of the medium runners. It's Eric's actually the quickest on the mediums at the moment with a 106 flat. That's a good lap there from Eric. He's been in pretty good form in the later half of the season here. Same with his teammate there, Lit Romney. Both been very, very good lately, picking up a lot of points for the team. Let's see if they can keep that going today. Romney just on his out lap right now. Not a ton of cars on track. He's one of the few on an out lap that has not set a time. So let's ride on board here with Lit Romney. Let's see what he can do for his first run of the session. I think he might have downshifted a little early there towards, and a little bobble on the exit there. Let's find out. Is he going to keep it going? He is going to keep it going. He needs to get a time on the board, so not surprised. Pretty good through turn one, though. Looked really sharp. And then just got a little too early into the third turn, quote-unquote, Gilzo. Yeah, it kind of just compromises exit as well. There's a tendency in qualifying when you feel like you've made a little bit of a mistake. I find that it's very easy to push, you know, a little harder in the next couple turns to try and correct it, and it's quite often you'll end up just costing yourself more time. It's very hard to like sort of just let it go, especially in a very short lap. It's very intense qualifying. 106 flat for Lit Romney, so it's ahead of a few medium guys, or a couple medium guys, and a couple guys on the softs as well, but they are currently on them. So these guys had set laps on mediums. Looks like Terminal has come back out on the same mediums, and oh, maybe not. I'm not sure what's going on there. But Scavney's gone fastest, 105.1. Let's get that off the screen. Tyler getting out of the way. It's a good lap from him as well. 105.2 puts him in second. Comes Lacuna. 105.7 from Lacuna, so he improves, but doesn't really gain any positions. This is in third. Bark School improves by 4/10, and he jumps ahead of Lacuna there. Quite a bit as well. It's a good lap from Bark School there. Who else do we have coming around here? Probably get that map back up. Williams. Terminal. He's about to start a flyer. Let's give Terminal some airtime. He did say tonight was his night. Oversteer there, but got on the throttle pretty good, and it's a very important part of the track. A lot of your lap time can be lost there if you have a bit of a bobble, and it's a tricky spot. A lot of people struggle through there too, so if you can get through there perfectly with perfect grip, you can often gain a lot of time. Telemetry up, he is up. Says he's up 6/10, so that will put him. That would be an excellent time, actually. It would put him into the top 6, I think, on the mediums. Let's see if he can finish it off here. Oh, there's a downshift in the corner there. It's 106 flat, so he was just probably cost himself a bit of time there. He's actually tied Lit Romney's time, dead even, 106.059 for both drivers there. One, I believe, yeah, one on the soft and one on the mediums. Very, very interesting to see that. Checking with some of the other drivers out on track. There's Pillars out there. Got Dove 49ers out there as well. So he's on a lap, and it says he's up, so let's watch the end of his lap here. Sort of gave himself a bad entry into that corner because he's edged over to the apex. If you turn in a little bit from a little bit wider, you can get a couple more tenths out of that. But 107 flat for him. He's ahead of GP. A couple cars leaving the pits there as Dove comes around. What else do we have back there? Someone moving through the second sector is a Toro Rosso. Would be our championship winner, Aerostrike. Hasn't been getting much love tonight. Haven't really put him on the screen yet. Well, he's gone and cut the corner there. He's just wrapping up his lap anyway. I guess Pillars, yeah, he's gone with a 104.9 there, so he's the first guy into the 104s. I think we had quite a few guys in the 104s on Monday night. I think even I got in the 104s, and I'm horrible at qualifying. But yeah, first guy in the 104s, they're Infamous Pillars. Let's see if he can beat that time. Looks like he may be going for another run here. Nope, he said... Let's get back to that Renault, see what they're doing. That's Mario heading into the pits. And then we got a Mercedes wrapping up a lap here. That's Lacuna. Or he's starting a lap. Apologies. Get back to that Ferrari. There's GP. He's about to start a lap. His first lap was not very good, so GP needs a big lap here. I think we'll ride on board with GP. See what he can do. We've still got 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I feel like we've seen a lot of laps already, and still time for a couple more from everyone. Oops. Actually bumped the camera there. Alright, won't talk about what I'm reading in the Discord channel. Nothing bad, just kind of absurd. There goes GP. What kind of time can he set here? 104.8 GP goes to the top of the timing sheets, and just what he needed after that bad first run. Williams crossing the line there. I guess that was terminal. Looks like he's starting a lap. He is starting a lap. And Haas coming across the line. I think they're starting a lap as well. So let me try and go around to this part of the circuit and pick up some of these guys coming around. So Soy Loco is not pushing. We'll get off of him. Scavney is not pushing either. Let's get off him. Bark School heading into the pits as well. And the car behind him also in the pits, so I guess Terminal is actually our first guy on the hot lap, and then behind him GP on his in lap, I suppose. And it must be Coxie, probably on an in lap as well. Oh, Terminal heads in. He wasn't happy with his time, figured he'd get a fresh set and give it one more solid run. Would have been nip and tuck, I think, if he did go around one more time, so probably not a bad idea. Looks like everybody's just kind of waiting now. It's a little bit dicey to, it's a little too early to head out. Don't want to cost yourself too much time. Bobby, looks like he's not pushing. Romney is not pushing either. Lacuna's just left for his out lap, so Lacuna will be our first guy on the flyer, probably be our last hot lap. And I guess that's Infamous Pillars up ahead there. So it looks like he'll actually be our first hot lap, so we'll get on board with him for a moment. do my best to keep track of everyone behind there. Looks like Soy on an outlap. Behind, and then Arrow on his outlap. And then I guess it's Dove, because we know Infamous Pillar's on his flyer right now. .105.3 for Infamous Pillar, so he's actually down on his previous lap. It looks like he's definitely gonna, I don't know if he's got the fuel maybe to sit on that and come back around, but Soy Loco is starting his flyer now. Do we have anyone on a flyer back there? No. Got a time he can set for Sector 1. He's up almost a tenth on his previous lap. If he can keep that kind of pace, he could put himself into the top 2. 10th to Sector. Very tight times, actually. If you look at first through to 9th, all within half a second. And then Lit Romney not far off either. Soy down in Sector 2, so... And he runs deep there. It is still counting, though. Oh, yeah, he's turned it down. Definitely going to take another crack at it. So let's jump back to Arrow, see what he can do. Can Arrow steal pole position from GP Colin? Coming through the final 2 turns now, gets right to the edge of the circuit, sweeping down and around, and he's going to put up a good time here. This is a 1:04.6 up to the top of the sheets. Not surprising. It's Eric. What can he do? Up into 8th, so not quite the qualifying performance he's had of late. So we got Coxie behind here. He's wrapping up his hot lap. He says he's not up by much, but this looks good here. 4.9 for Coxie, so he breaks into the 104s, into 4th currently. Bark School runs a bit deep, still counts. 104.9 for Bark School. He's just behind Coxie by 0.02. Coxie did just enough, and that running that little bit deep cost him that place. It's quite clear there. Here comes Soy wrapping up his second run. Looks like he has a little more time this go and improves, but doesn't really gain much. So Eternal Deity has jumped up into 3rd. He has edged out Infamous Pillars. I've missed that, but he's got a 104.8 on the board, and he's starting in 3rd place currently. See if anybody can do anything about that. It's Eric, not up by much. Well, by 3. And I believe that is it for... Oh, is Bark School still pushing? No. Yeah, that's it. Alright, that's it for qualifying. So Arrow on pole, GP 2nd, Terminal takes 3rd, Infamous 4th, Coxie's 5th, Bark School is 6th, Scavney 7th, Soy Loco is 8th, Tyler is 9th, and it's Eric is 10th. So all those guys starting on the soft. Everyone outside the top 10 will have tire choice. Fuzz and Puff did not set laps, so they just looking to start from the back and have a good race, run a reverse strat. I will step away for a brief moment, and I will be right back. Alright, formation lap's underway. Looks like they're about halfway through. Looks like a couple guys got stuck on the grid there. Seems like a quick turnaround. Maybe nobody was ready, I don't know. Either way. Let's get some of that info up for you. Oh, I got telemetry for now. You need it. Oh, Arrow off into the grass. Doing a little fuzz tribute, I guess. GP. Ghosting through. It looks like the AI is taking over. Yeah, so Infamous and Coxie stuck on the grid already. They're going to be sitting on cold tires in the start. So keep an eye on that part of the field. I'm sure everybody gets through there clean. I think it's going to be a pretty fun race. It's going to be fun seeing some of those Tier 1 guys from the back just work their way up. And a lot to play for the Tier 2 full-timers. A lot of points to be had. A few guys are going to lose out. They're going to be on the short end of things, but consistency, patience will pay off today. So it's definitely worth it to stick in there and hope for the best. Let's get to Arrow. Let's get those lights on, and let's get this race underway. We are ready to go. We got 3 lights on. Got all 5 lights on. And away we go. Arrow Strike gets a great launch there. GP looking to cover off Terminal, but Terminal is way off. Great start. He's way ahead, and the top 3 get through clean. Everybody's looking pretty sharp there through turn 1. A lot of cars side by side. Here comes Scavney, Coxie, and Bark School. All 3 very close into turn 3 here. Oh, 3 wide there behind. The Toss Boys touch. 1 goes wide, and the Mercedes loses out. Very, very good, clean racing here on the first lap, and I don't see any crazy stuff going on behind here. It looks like everyone's kept it pretty clean, and we just had a lot of really nice moves so far. Great stuff. Jump up to the front here. Let's see what's going on. We got a really close gap at the front. Terminal Deity is really pushing Arrow at the moment, and looks like Arrow's just found a little bit of pace there and started to pull away. And GP now trying to hang on to Terminal. He's got Infamous Pillars pressuring behind. And it's Eric very close as well to Scavney. Scavney getting to the inside to cover that off. Not much of a place for an overtake there, but it ends up sending him deep. So now Scavney's compromised his run down the straight, and it's Eric's going to have a chance for an overtake here. He's going to send it. Oh, Scavney closes the door there. Eric has to yield a little bit to make sure there's no contact. Didn't have a great line through there. GP Colin really hounded Terminal Deity there. It's a little bit of a back-end step up there for Terminal. And he's slipped out of Arrow's DRS, so Arrow poised to be running away with this one once more. Close gap behind here. It looks like Lit Romney pressuring his Jinnit there? Maybe Jinnit was passing him. What was going on? Jump back up to the front. Check in with Infamous. Chasing the top 3 at the moment. And Arrow off to a great start here. He's got a 1.2 second lead. GP Colin had a really bad exit there. And Infamous Pillars taking a look, but not close enough. That is good news for Terminal, though. This will give him a chance to break that gap. 3-second penalty for Scavney already on lap 3. It's very unfortunate. Behind, so we got the DRS now. We're going to see a lot of battling with the DRS. There's going to be a lot of switching back and forth. It was happening quite a lot Monday night. Let's get up to the 2 that are closer together. Get a good shot of the guys chasing. There's Arrow up front. Quite a noticeable gap there, you see. GP calling all over the back of Terminal here. Terminal nearly runs off the track. 3-second penalty for Soy as well, so a lot of guys picking up penalties early in this one. Tyler overtakes Eric. Further behind. Here comes GP, sending it down the inside. He gets late on the brakes. Oh, and he pushes Terminal right to the edge of the circuit, but Terminal gets a much better exit. He's able to cover it off for the moment. Terminal going to be under serious threat now, though. Coxey just kind of hanging back, biding his time at the moment. I think he's being smart. He's not going to rush it, because there's a podium sitting in front of him if he can be patient. Coxey suddenly has a chance now. He's got a little bit of a gap there, but not quite enough. And now he's just been able to sit back and kind of harvest the Slipstream DRS. Probably going to have quite a bit of battery to use. Whoa, someone's got very deep. Terminal's lost it. And he's off into the barrier. He's probably just fighting so hard. His tires got overheated and he ended up losing the car there. It's so unfortunate. He's stuck facing the wrong way. He's got to get turned around here. Yeah, he's back on the track, so well behind the field now. And thankfully he doesn't really need to pit. He might need to pit. He's probably lost a bit of his wing there. He did hit the wall pretty hard. Yeah, so yeah, it's about almost the pit window anyway. Get on the hards. Keep it tidy. You never know. Let's get back to Arrow. Up front there, he's got a nearly 2-second lead, but now GP has been released and he's able to go and work that gap down. But he's going to be under threat from Coxey here, so Coxey may slow GP's hunt down. Coxey himself also has a shot here. I mean, you get the overtake. Ideally, when you're battling, if you're battling with someone relatively the same pace, you get the overtake and you just kind of hope that they'll make a mistake or something when you eventually end up in front, even if you do a little bit of switching back and forth. And you hope that eventually you come out on top and get the gap you need. But nonetheless, Coxey's sitting in a podium spot at the moment. He's gained 2 places, so that's a pretty good start for him. Let's get tire information up there. Yeah, Terminal's gone on to the hards. And Infamous watching the scrap up the road. Trying to hang on to it, and he's trying to get himself a gap to Park School as well. Infamous will be sitting in a decent spot if he can break the slipstream to Park School behind. He's got a few comfortable gaps back there. There's nothing really to worry about from the back. And he can just kind of sit and focus on this gap in front of him. It looks like these two are starting to battle here, and they're going to give him a chance to close in. Coxey with that slipstream. He's coming very fast. GP covers that inside. It's going to make Coxey go the long way if he wants it done. But Coxey just tucks in. Oh, Coxey's a bit of a deep entry there, and lost a bit of ground. It's going to bring Infamous a little closer and GP a little further. So behind we got Park School, Scavney, Soy closing in on them, but he's already got a penalty, so... Oh, Soy very deep. Way off the road there. You can just kind of see it in the background. And GP's gone very, very deep. It looks like he was on the grass there. And Coxey not close enough because of the distance at first, but now with GP growing off the road, he's probably going to have a bit less grip than Coxey. He might have a crack at it here. Not sure he got the exit he needed though. Scraps going on behind here. Looks like it's Eric and Lacuna side by side. Oh, Lacuna nearly bumps the back of it's Eric. We got a yellow flag. Who's that? That is Lip Romney. He's gone around down to the back of the field. Terminal 80 now has someone to aim for. Still quite a ways up the road, but everybody's still got to stop too. Unfortunate for Terminal. It was looking pretty sharp. But yeah, lots of action going on throughout the field. You know, we've had really close battles at the front, so we've kind of just stuck with that. We haven't really been able to jump around too much at the beginning of the race here. Oh, looks like Scavney and Barkschool behind side by side. Still side by side now. Who's gonna get it here? Scavney very late on the brakes. Gets a much better run, and I think Barkschool got on the grass a bit, and that's gonna hurt him. Here comes Soy as well. So we got a three-way scrap here suddenly because these two are costing each other time. Soy snuck up. And Soy 3-second penalty, but the guy behind Tyler is almost 3 seconds off, so he's kind of got the gap behind covered for the time being anyways. Just gonna have to worry about the guys in front. Pop Digital back there, closing in on Lacuna. I have to stick with this battle at the front though. This is getting close. Here comes Infamous Pillars. It looks like he's got the Slipstream and the DRS here, and Coxie not far off anymore either. Oh, wait a second. I guess Coxie must have made a mistake or something because Infamous Pillars suddenly way up the road and I was chasing down GP. Coxie kind of falling off a bit now at the moment. I wonder if he's just maybe had an adventure in the grass and playing it safe. Barkschool right on the back of Soy here. I think Soy must have got through the DRS area there. Now he's trying to provide chase. The guys behind are also quite close. There's a lot of action going on. Doesn't get the exit he needs there, but he's got two more cracks at it. Infamous Pillars now closing on GP, so I'm thinking he's going to get this done in the next DRS zone. Looks like GP's still harvesting the battery at the moment. You can see the red light flashing. He's definitely turned it up now. Jennett's got a penalty, 3 seconds. Infamous goes deep there. Doesn't get the exit he needs. This might be GP's chance. Break that slipstream. He probably has a good break that DRS. He has a good shot at getting away here. It's just having to defend constantly with that DRS. It's really difficult to get away. Let's jump back to this Soy logo and Barkschool. Barkschool's still trying to hang on there, and now he's got Tyler and Jennett pressuring. Oh, it looks like Scavney's gone deep up the road there. Here comes Soy. Making his way through the field here. Definitely needs to. He needs to get ahead of these guys and build some time so if he wants to eradicate the penalty he picked up early. Looking pretty racy at the moment. Here comes Soy. He's going around the outside. Scavney's got that covered off. Good wheel-to-wheel racing there. Excellent defending from Scavney. Keeps the place. Soy Loco is going to be desperate to get through. He's thinking about sending it down inside here, which is not a great idea. Oh, and he gets on the inside curve, and it's put him into Barkschool. And then Barkschool's lost the place to Tyler, and he's pretty much right in the grasp of Jennett now, too. And here comes Tyler. So, I'm not sure if Barkschool picked up damage there. It looks like he may have. He's going into the pits. Maybe just realizing he just lost a bunch of time. He should just get in and get the undercut going. Yeah, I think he's puffed with a 3-second penalty there, too. Let's see if Barkschool changes that wing. Oh, okay. Probably okay then. I think Soy hit him more wheel-to-wheel, but definitely put him off the road there and cost him some time. Oh, Tyler nearly into the back of Soy there. I wonder if he's picked up any damage. Definitely hit that rear tire. Here comes Jinnit. Good shot of Jinnit there. Looking out the back of the Williams. Jinnit just all over it. Here comes Jinnit. He's close enough to send it. Is he going to? He does, and it's just such a bad corner. You really struggle for grip if you take the inside there, and he has to yield. Sawyer makes a big bobble again, so now Tyler going to be on the back of him. Yeah, that's going to bring Jinnit right into the mix too. Sawyer off the track again. Just costing him a ton of time. Eric into the pits, 12 laps on those mediums. That's about right. I'm sorry on the softs. Mediums definitely need to go to the end from here. Let's do it. Very short laps here. Jinnit with a late lunge. Oh, I don't know what he was thinking there. I think he just saw the gap there and thought maybe I can squeak it in, but absolutely wasn't on, and he got turned in on, and I'm not sure he picked up damage. Yeah, I think he got away with that, but I think even Jinnit himself would know that that wasn't on. Probably regretted it, but Tyler ends up making an error, and Jinnit gets through regardless, so no harm done, I suppose. Bobby pressuring Lacuna here. Stick with that battle. Puff Digital hanging on the back there. Oh, Soy's off! I was thinking, how did Jinnit catch him so fast? But Soy has gone around right at the pit entry. That's a terrible spot. He has to get it turned around quick. He's going to get disqualified. Oh, he's put... He's looking like Austin Powers a little bit. Oh, my. Oh. My apologies. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. I cannot believe the struggle he had there. It was just, I gotta point out though, it looks like the clouds have rolled in. It's looking like it could rain potentially. I'm not sure if there's any chance of it based on what Arrow said, but you never know. It is Austria. It does change faster. It looks like Puff right on the back of Lacuna there. So now Jinnit into third, and he's running a long stint on the mediums. So Jinnit looking like he could potentially win this race right now. Obviously it won't count, but I think he can do it. And now Lacuna looking to cover off Puff, or maybe heading into the pits, not sure. I think he's heading into the pits, so had to get on that inside. Oh, Puff with a bobble there. It's pretty sharp in the Ferrari, I'll say it. Infamous Pillars on fresh mediums. He's right on the back of Puff here. Can he get through? Not sure Puff will be fighting too hard. I didn't realize Puff started on the softs. Isn't that interesting? We wanted to see if he could... Oh, virtual safety car. So someone's off. That's Mario. Mario has binned it. Where has he lost it? Oh. On the pit exit? That can't be right. I'm gonna see if he's crashed. He has crashed, yeah, definitely. I was wondering if maybe his car left the pit lane after he retired or something, and that's why it happened, but yeah, you can definitely see, you saw from the last shot, definitely wrecked it. Probably got a little wide and just punched the throttle. It's very easy to do. VSC probably ending shortly. Can't imagine last much longer. Aerostrike has taken full advantage though. He's made it around to the pit entry, and he's got a cheap pit stop here under the VSC. Looks like Puff has come in as well behind. His VSC is still active, so he'll probably gain here as well. And GP already made his pit stop. He's lost out on a ton of time here. Huge advantage to Aero there. He's barely lost any time to Jinnit even. He's only 4.5 behind Jinnit. Jinnit has to pit still on old mediums. It's brilliant. Perfect timing. So, Aero's once we get some gaps, you know, it's a lot of action for now, so... Oh. Puff is out. Puff has binned it. How did he lose it there? What on earth happened? Puff out of the race, and I have no idea how he's lost the car there. Huh. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Lit Romney must have made an error because Eternal Deity had to split him and Dub 49ers, both going terribly slow. Maybe there was contact. Eternal Deity has taken full advantage and he's jumped right through. So Eternal Deity back in the race after his disappointing spin early. Hopefully he can climb a little further. Tyler is working his way up the field as well. It's Eric pressuring Scavney. Other than that, we got a couple gaps, and then we got Infamous Pillars pressuring Bobby. Should be job done quite soon here. I don't see Bobby fighting this. Not really worth it at this point for Bobby. Actually, Bobby running in a pretty good spot too. He's on that reverse strat with Fuzz and Jinnit, and he's not terribly far off either guy, so doing well here. Could work out nicely for him, especially if we get another VSC or something, get a cheap pit stop and not really lose ground, all the guys behind. Yeah, crazy. I'm surprised Puff has lost it there. You see he's on fresh hards. So I'm wondering maybe he put the hards on and they were so cold he just lost the car in a weird spot. I have no idea really. Maybe I had contact with somebody. Never know. It's Eric providing the entertainment for the time being. Let's ride with him. See if he can get this move done. He's on the hards. Everybody else on the medium, so bit of a disadvantage in that sense, I think. Maybe just not confident in his tire management here, but I think it's an interesting choice. Mediums probably are asking a lot of them by the end of the race, but I think still probably the better choice, given that you're going to have better lap times for the majority of the stint. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Puff is left. Oops. Foxy gets the win, T Money says? Well, that must have been a long time ago. Yeah, 8:30. Lots changed since then. Coxie was looking good though. GP. All over the back of Fuzz here. And Fuzz is not going to waste his time. GP a little deep. Manages to keep it steady. Looks like the clouds are cleared up. It's looking sunny again. You can see the reflection on that bright red. What else do we have a gap here? Dove chasing Lit Romney's been working on that for a little while. So let's stick with that, see if we can get a little bit of oh, it's Eric actually. Find Scavney again. Lacuna with a 3-second penalty there, so it cost him a bit. Good news for Coxie behind. There comes it's Eric. He's got a chance for the overtake here. Yeah, late braking and sends it deep, but just can't quite get done. Now he's dropped back a little bit. So yeah, I think he looks like he's down on his previous lap time as well. I'm not sure if Eric maybe just turning the engine down, gonna coast a little bit. Yep, that's what he's up to. So we're saying it looked like he had the pace to get through. Maybe he's just thinking he's gonna sit a bit. Dark School's closing though. You don't really want to sit too long. Comes Tyler down the inside. Late on the brakes and decisive overtake. He swings right through there on Barkschool. Barkschool, as we said, driving Miss Daisy, just looking for some points of the championship variety, the non-PB. It's Eric still looking for a way through here. Gotta say those hards probably holding him back a little bit. Here comes Dove though. He's finally right up the back of Whit Romney. I'm not sure he's close enough here, but probably down the next straight he can find a way through. He doesn't want to spend too much time sitting behind a guy on softs, especially old softs. Oh, what happened there? Oh, and Dove into the back of Lit. It looked like Lit covered him off and Dove just lifted rather than moved. I think if he had swept back to the outside, he probably could have got that move. So Bobby's pit. He's on to his softs. With 14 laps to go, that's pretty adequate, I think. Scabney has finally been overtaken by It's Eric. So It's Eric through on those hards, but can he do enough to get away? Here comes Scabney again down the outside. Oh, and they touch! Scabney just kind of closed in tight on It's Eric there. I think definitely more on Scabney than Eric, but more of a racing incident than either person's fault, I think, too. Scabney just tried to keep a really tight line and ended up hooking the rear tire to the front wheel. It looked like something along those lines. Oh, Jinnet's gone into the pits, woeing at the red arrow. Yeah, it's just a pit stop. So Tyler chasing down Scabney now. It's Eric up into fourth on those hards, so see how this works out for him. I'm not sure it was a great choice, but I think it could work. Scabney's still all over the back of him though, but the good news is that Jinnet's right there applying pressure, so this could give Eric a chance to get away from Scabney, but I think Jinnet will be clean through here. Aerostrix pretty much got this in the bag, I think, but Jinnet could work his way up to second, I think, on those softs. Maybe third. Infamous Pillars has quite a gap, actually. It's nearly 11, 12 seconds ahead of Infamous Pillars. It's going to be a lot, but Jinnet has great pace. If he can get a clear air on those softs, I think he's going to be good, and there he goes. Not a great spot for overtaking, but obviously with the extra grip, no problems. And Jinnet's just absolutely flying here. And as I mentioned, It's Eric has found a little bit of a cushion here because of that. Scabney drifting away. Yeah, Jinnet looks like he's going to get through here. Yep. No problems for Jinnet. Well clean. And he's off to the races now. Jinnet's going to go start his hunt for the podium. It's Eric is hoping to hang on to him and trying to break that slipstream to Scabney behind. He needs to break that gap if he wants to have a potential podium finish here. I'm just going to go check some Discord stuff. Oh, I put a period in the chat. Get those standings. Check those standings for you in the roster. See if there's any changes. So yeah, just want to point out Infamous Pillars is a reserve, so I don't think he will be in the interviews for the podium, but he will get those points. So say he takes a seat in Tier 2, his points would come into the season. I just don't really see it happening. There's only 2 races left. This really shouldn't even take points away from the guys on track, but something they can discuss after the race. I think it was always fair to the reserves to give them the points, right, to hang on to. And if you take the seat, then you bring them in, and it's like, oh, okay, that's nice. I've got some points already because I did some races as a reserve. But with 3 races to go, those points mean nothing. We're just giving them to people that aren't in the title hunt. I don't know. But then again, there's the inconsistency from all year where people lost points because of reserves, and it's hard to argue that it's fair to change the rules now. I don't know. Probably can't change it. I would just leave it, really. But anyways, Scavney really hounded Eric here. I don't think Eric's going to be able to get away. Bobby is applying the pressure to Lacuna here as well. I think that's a bit more likely for an overtake. Let's check that out. There goes Bobby around the outside on Lacuna. Yeah, no problems there. And Scavney still hounding its Eric. This is probably going to be his best chance here down this next straight. So you got a very good exit. I think he's close enough here. I think he can send it. Can its Eric do enough on the brakes to stop it? No, Scavney just backs out of that. He wants to make sure he takes his time. He's not in a huge rush. He doesn't have really anything to worry about behind. Tyler's 2 seconds off, so he's got a bit of time to work with to take his time making the move. He doesn't have to force it, but he needs to get through soon. Doesn't want to wait too long. This terminal into the pits onto the softs. Obviously, just those hards weren't going to make it. So now he's in last once more. That spin, I mean, at a track like this, such short lap times. You know, it's a spin like that very early is going to hurt bad. And I think you can see it's just been very hard for him to recover from that. There's Fuzz applying the pressure to Coxie. Coxie defends down the inside, but Fuzz just, yeah, looks like he's just letting him through there. Obviously, much quicker on those softs. Coxie doesn't want to waste time fighting a guy who doesn't count. Let's get up there. It's Eric. Looks like he's been overtaken by Scavney finally. Can he do enough to hang on? Maybe we see a little bit of swapping going on here. Throwback to Biga and Zag from Monday night. I know I'm Biga, but if you're watching the race and you're just a fan and you're not part of our Discord, you can always check out the Monday night race. There's a lot of good action there. And then on my channel, Bigger Racing as well. You can check out the race, and then I think Zag clipped it on his channel too. So it's a really good scrap between us. I really enjoyed it. And it looks like Eric is going to hang on. And now, Dub 49, he's lapped, so not really getting in the mix, but it's Eric is going to hang on, so I think we could see a little bit of a back and forth battle here to the end of the race for these guys. So, I guess we look at arrows first. For interview, Scavney and its Eric are fighting for the last interview spot. Points-wise, they're looking at 4th. Because Infamous will take those points, I believe. So, Janet doesn't count. Lacuna makes a nice move there. Gets by Bark School. mean, I was paying attention and I jumped to the gap. I just didn't call it because I was trying to read all the other gaps in the field to see where to go. So Jinnit applying some pressure to GP here, so he's caught 3rd place. GP 6 seconds off Infamous. I suppose, in theory, Jinnit could get there. It's gonna be a lot, but second lap and a short lap at it. So still gotta get through as well. Scavney and it's Eric still dueling, and Bark School hanging on to Lacuna. Oh, and he cuts the corner there and gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, so that will hurt him at the end of the race. Definitely needs to get through and well ahead of Lacuna now if he wants to maintain that position. Not sure about his penalties though. Terminal to 85-second ignoring blue flag. And really at this point. It's Eric just take a little peek down the inside in what we wouldn't consider an overtaking spot. That's something I like to do. I always like to put my car in weird spots while I'm putting pressure on someone and just make them think that I might send it there. I think everybody's caught on by now though. Especially when I have to keep telling everyone. So here comes It's Eric. He's through. So he's back in front. There we go again. Can Scavney hang on this time? Can he get through once more? Infamous Pillars actually has caught Arrow. I'm not entirely sure what's happened here, but Infamous Pillars has caught Aerostrike, and well, looks like Arrow's getting away again, so I think Arrow must have made a mistake or something. This would be my best guess, because for him to just suddenly build the gap back up like that, it was obviously not a pace issue. Although I guess Infamous could be distracted by those lapped cars. They're pretty frustrating when you're trying to get through and the ghosts are just driving all over you. But I've been there, like if you're battling with someone and you're being lapped, it's really hard to like, especially when you know you're ghosted, it's really hard to want to just pull over. So I kind of get that, but looks like we get a yellow flag there. Who's gone off? Someone has gone off up the road there. Looks like it's Eric. Oh, no, sorry, it's not It's Eric. He's okay. It was Lit Romney, I think. Yeah, so he's lapped down. I was wondering how the Haas car there, near the front runners. I figured it's Eric, but no. Lit Romney. Bark School. Sending it down the outside. Can he get it to stick? No, he can't. Lacuna with a good line on the inside there. It's a good exit. Covers that off. No problem for him. I don't know, actually. Infamous has caught back up. Maybe not a pace issue then. He looks like he's going for it. It's looking really racy here, and let's see if we can do it. Infamous versus Arrow. The reserve versus the champion. I think Infamous is going to get a couple cracks at this. He's closing. Seems to have the race pace to get there and hang on. And I think he's going to get a couple shots at an overtake here. He's close enough now that he can use the DRS in the slipstream and kind of harvest his battery. And then, you know, take his time looking for a move on Arrow here. That's the advantage when you're stuck behind with DRS and there's no one really pressuring. But what this will do is allow Jinnit to actually close. So Jinnit can see those guys up the road there, and he's probably licking his chops thinking, well, I hope they slow each other up. Because Jinnit, from near the back of the grid, reverse strat, I think he'd be pretty happy to win this race regardless of if it counted or not. He'd still be pretty proud of that. But, Infamous Pillars now closing in on Arrow. Arrow, a great defensive driver, though, is going to be very tough to find a way through here. And Arrow can sometimes, I think he has that like wounded animal. I don't know how to word it really. Almost like baiting you. Like, I don't think he would intentionally let himself get a gap like this, but baiting Infamous into using his battery to try overtakes that an Arrow knows he can defend. That kind of baiting, perhaps. Well, here it comes. Infamous down the inside. They're wheel to wheel. Looks like Arrow's covered it off for now. But it's going to be tight here. Infamous is going to have another crack at this. He's got that DRS, so Arrow's got the engine on full bore right now. Oh, it looks like he bumped the back of Arrow. He was looking to, I think he was trying to get max slipstream there and ended up bumping the gearbox rather than pulling out to the side. So he's actually cost himself a bit of time there. And now Arrow able to get up the road. A little bit of bump draft there for the NASCAR fans. Gave Arrow a bit of a boost. Maybe he was trying to get away from Jinnit. Because, newsflash, he is coming. He's right there. And with that pace advantage on those softs, I think he's going to be able to fight easy. Terminal 80 just gets right out of the way. Doesn't want to distract. Definitely worth it when there's no one around. When you're fighting, it's different. Here comes Infamous. Gonna take another shot at it. Let's check the telemetry here between these two for the viewers. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but it's close. I'll just say that. Oh, Arrow covers that late, and Infamous is forced back to the outside. I think that was his one defensive move, and he used it very late. Arrow definitely getting racy here, trying to defend this lead. Infamous Pillars very close. It's the final lap here. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. I think this is Arrow's race. He covered that off very late. And probably is what secures the win for Aerostrike here. So see Arrow come around to take the checkered flag. We got some gaps in the field there. Very close battles. We're going to have to jump to that very quickly after this. Aerostrike, the checkered flag, across the line, the championship winner. Infamous into second. Jinnit into second, actually. Infamous has penalties, quite a few of them, actually. GP into third, even, over Infamous. So, GP third now. Picks up the podium. It's Eric, Scavney. Do we have any battles going on? Nothing really now. Missed it all. So, Scavney is 5th, Tyler 6th, Eric 7th, Lacuna 8th. Fuzz brings it home in 10th. Very slowly in 10th. Oh, he's just making RC's job easier, I think. Bobby into 10th. So Bobby actually gets points. Lacuna is in 9th there. Coxie 11th. And then... oh. Fuzz across the line finally. Coxie 12th. Soy is 13th. Terminal 14th. And Dove 49ers in 15th. That's it. Your Austrian Grand Prix. It was a pretty good race there. It was definitely good to see the wheel-to-wheel battle, even though it really didn't mean anything for... Infamous there. Didn't really matter if he got through because he had so many penalties anyways, but there's your podium. It's Arrow, it's Jinnit, it's GP, so Obviously, Jinnit not counting. Who was third then? It was Scavney. Must have been. So Scavney will actually pick up podium. Oh, sorry. So Arrow GP will be second place. Infamous will be placed third, I guess, but then Scavney. So we'll bring in Scavney for the interviews. Yeah, good race from everyone there. Let's go through the results just to make sure we catch that on the stream for everyone. Again, I'm not sure what happened to Puff. We'll try to figure that out. Wonder if anyone saw it. A lot of penalties for some of these guys. Infamous Pillars with 9 really bumped them down. So GP probably pretty surprised because he was a fair ways off those guys and manages to jump all the way up to third. I think he was the only guy. Arrow with no penalties and GP with no penalties. Everyone else carrying penalties, so commendable effort from those guys. Let's get these guys in here for the interview. So let's go over the standings quickly before the interviews start while we wait for these guys. So Aerostrike's got 348, Axton with 233, GP with 192, Scavney with 139, so that's a big finish for Scavney, actually needs those points. Coxie Coxie is 5th with 98 points. Obviously Chicken, I think he was up in there in the top 5, but had to step away as he's had a baby. Hope he still tunes in though. I'm sure he probably does, but he'll probably be back next year, so we'll keep an eye out for him. But he had a good season. It's Eric has 84 points, Paystogs with 74, Spears with 59, PDC 57, aka Lit Romney 51, Terminal Deity with 43, Wolfsburg with 41, Bobby with 31, Burns with 22. Burns has not been here. Has he?
Hello.
Burns has not been here. Yeah, I'm busy right now. Hang on. Soy Loco with 16 points, JXW with 13, a Bark School with 11, a Mario in the Renault now has taken chicken seat. He's got 8 points. Dove with 6, Niebuhr with 5, stepped away as well, and Tyler with 2. All right. Well, Arrow. I guess we found out where Infamous's pace came from. I was surprised there at the end how he just slid down the order.
Wait, what?
Infamous there. He was pressuring you to try and take the lead, and he actually had like 9 seconds in penalties. So
He actually caught up to me because of Lit Romney and Terminal.
Oh really?
Yeah, getting DRS off both of them.
How close was he before that? Because I thought you had a nice gap, and I was wondering how he got there.
He was about like 2.5, 3 seconds.
Okay.
Before that.
Fair enough.
And then, with like 6 laps to go, I just looked behind me. I'm like, whoa, where did this guy come from?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I wasn't paying attention.
Because Lit Romney was literally directly behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I guess that's what happened there.
Yeah.
It was a very quiet race for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a bit lucky with the.
You had the gap.
Yeah, I got lucky with the VSC though.
Yeah.
Pit during the right time, and then too far ahead of GP.
Yeah, you had the VSC, like you had your entire pit stop under VSC conditions, and I was like, man, he probably just saved like 15 seconds. Like,
I almost got a drive-through penalty immediately after, because when I left the pits, the Delta went immediately red.
oh yeah.
And I had not enough time to slow down. So yeah, quiet race for me.
GP.
Yes, sir.
I think that yeah, it's a second place. That's pretty big. How you feeling?
Feels good. Good.
It's
The
two
car
weeks in a
handled
row.
really
It's
good.
2 weeks in a row in the podium, though. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it a little bit.
You just don't mind when Axon takes a week off, eh?
Yeah, it's a little easier. Yeah, when Axton isn't here and T-Money left to go to Tier 1,
Yeah.
Mondays, you
Chicken
mean?
has a baby, Pace Dogs isn't here, so yeah.
Yep.
By virtue of elimination, I'm there.
You're a podium guy now.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. Of course, getting it.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll hound you, man. He's very fast, and I think he was shooting for the win today. He was getting there. He was close.
I don't know if you saw us, but he was coming in to pass me in turn 4, I think, the left-hander.
Yeah.
And I could see him coming. I knew he was going for it, so I just moved over. And as he went by, it was like half the car was on the track, the other half was just skirting the grass.
Yeah. He passed someone very quickly. Like, it was like he gone by, and it was like he just literally like drove away from them. It was so, like, you could visually see him pulling away. It was like ridiculous. But yeah.
May have been it's Eric.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why he put the hards on. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but Puff put the hards on too, and then I don't know what happened, but he ended up crashing. I don't know if it was because he made contact or if maybe the cold tires like spun him, or I have no idea. But Scabby, it's been a while. How are you feeling? Back on the podium? Well, it's sort of the podium. I guess you're technically 4th, but the reserve guy was 3rd, so I guess he gets the points, but you're the 3rd full-timer, so.
It was tough.
Yeah, man.
I
Good race.
picked up a penalty on the second lap, so that was a little bit annoying, but...
I pointed that out, and that was your only penalty?
Well, I picked up a second one, but one of my first warnings, I ran wide to avoid running into, I think, Bark School.
Okay.
But it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I picked up a few more warnings.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty good race. You and who were you battling with there? Eric for quite some
Eric,
time. Yeah, he had those hard. I think if he had the mediums on, he's probably had the pace to get ahead. But because he was on the hards, it was almost neck and neck between you guys.
Neither of us could break the DRS, and that was about it.
Yeah, it was not quite the battle that. Yeah, that was like literally like 20 laps of back and forth, man. That was crazy, but. Still like quite similar in that sense where like neither of you could just really find the pace to get away, and that DRS is you gotta have like almost a few tenths in hand like every lap to actually break it off and get away, and you almost need the guy behind to make a mistake or two, because it's almost like half the track is DRS almost, you know. It's pretty crazy. So
Pretty much.
yeah, maybe 3 straights, so and it's a minute. It's like a minute 5 lap. It's not, you know, you probably spend about at least 15-20 seconds with DRS every lap.
Continuous too, which
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
But,
constantly changing my fuel and my DRS settings.
Yeah, I mean, you got to because you're constantly under siege. Like you can't afford to sit and harvest and stuff. Not all the time. You can at sometimes, but you know, sometimes when you're like the 3rd guy in a DRS run, and you're like, okay, these 2 aren't getting away, and like I'm the 3rd guy now, so I'm just gonna turn everything down. I'll just sit back, I'll harvest and get to the batteries, and then you kind of just wait and see. Hopefully something goes wrong. Maybe you can find a way through, or you can, you know, save up your battery, and then when the opportunity presents itself, you're ready to go. So it's an interesting track in that sense. You really got to play your cards right. Obviously, like you get out in front, you're laughing, you know. The problem is when you're the front guy and the guy behind's got DRS. Even if you're quicker, but he ends up with DRS, you just can't get away. It's a very tough track for gap building, I find. I mean, there's a lot of overtaking, which is good, but it's really hard for like the cars to actually separate once those overtakes are happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess kind of dull for you guys at the front. Maybe not the most exciting race. Definitely Arrow didn't really have much going on until the end there, and he was under siege. Obviously, wouldn't have known if there was penalties or not. Well, I guess maybe he checked, but
I knew that Infinus had at least 6 seconds.
okay. So you're probably okay. You still didn't want to get past though.
Yeah.
No.
It's all about
that move.
First
That
one over
move
the
you
line.
made, I almost thought you weren't going to move, and then at the last second, I think he moved, and then you covered it, and he had to swerve back because he would end up in the back of you. But anybody got any questions for each other? Feel free. I'll probably wrap things up in a minute or two.
Yeah, Arrow.
Yes.
You asked me during the race if I used 8th gear at all. I'm curious as to why you asked that.
Because I barely reach 8th gear, like in general.
Right. There are a few tracks.
Yeah. And there was only one straight where I'd potentially hit 8th gear.
So were you concerned? I mean, what,
Well, I mean, if you said yes, then I'm like, oh no, he's faster than me in a straight line, you know?
Uh-huh.
I can't reach
Should have
it.
lied. I should have lied. I should know better.
That's why.
Yeah, Arrow's a maestro. There's no pointless questions with him. There's always some kind of motivation.
Oh yeah, he's always got something up his sleeve. Even
Yeah.
when he's not wearing sleeves.
I was saying that during the race when he was being pressured.
Not
I
wearing
was
sleeves.
during the race he was being pressured, and I was like, sometimes it seems like Arrow toys with people. Like once you get close enough, he's like, oh, I'll let you use your battery up, thinking that you're going to be able to pass me here, and then I'll just turn mine up right at the last second. And
Yeah.
I see it.
So Monday night he was in the battle at the front there, where there was 3 or 4 of them. They just could not break away from each other because of the DRS, and he was towards the back of that battle. And so tonight he's in front of me, and I think it was maybe like through 5 through 10 when I first pitted. I wanted to ask him. I said, I'm not going to bother because I just wanted to ask him, is it comfortable up there knowing that it's only me behind you and you really don't have to try very hard to stay in front of me? Here I am. I'm busting. I'm trying to do everything I can to try to put pressure on him, and I can just see him up front there. He's probably watching the feed on his laptop beside him, not even watching where he's driving.
yeah, no, he's Jean Girard from Talladega Nights, sitting there sipping some tea with his pinky up.
Yeah.
Oh, GP is behind. I'm okay.
Yeah. Hey, GP, you using 8th gear back there?
Yeah. I don't even hit 8th gear. That's good stuff. Yeah, you're pretty fast, Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the practice.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, you got to do some donuts, right? You're gonna do them for the Brazil Grand Prix, you think, or you really just want to pad the stats? You want to just add points?
Yeah. If I do donuts at any point, it'll be during qualifying.
Fair enough.
Race to race. Not gonna throw that away, I guess.
Well, I guess if we make the last lap a celebration lap again, we can. But
I don't agree with that.
No?
It is.
I didn't quite understand what was going on the last time we did it, and I
did.
right through.
I
forget who it
I'd
was.
rather just race.
I guess. Maybe we can just put a practice session after the stream and let everybody do donuts in the practice then? I don't know. We figured it out anyway. We just ended the race a lap early so that it still counted. But I guess I get where you're coming from in the sense that it's like
It makes it more of a hassle.
well, yeah, it's not
makes
your
sense.
hassle.
Right, yeah. Don't do it. Arrow.
You know, he just goes to the end, finishes the race in first by like 40 seconds, 3 laps ahead of second place because they did donuts.
Yeah, he's waiting at the podium. Woohoo, woohoo! Everybody's out, just driving around, fighting around, and Arrow's like, "Where is everybody?"
Yeah, well, whatever. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I like doing donuts on stream though. It was pretty cool last year at Abu Dhabi. I thought that was pretty sweet. Got the constructors going. Me and Puff doing like constructors champs donut.
Yeah,
It's
like I said, I
unfortunate.
did.
They don't. I think didn't they say they're gonna put the cooldown lap in next game?
I have no idea.
I think I saw that somewhere that they were putting it in. So that would be nice. If we could add that as an option, then we would never have to worry about where we do our donuts. But Scavney, anything to add?
Nope, not really.
No. It's been quiet podium interview. I'm digging here and I'm not getting much, so I'm just gonna wrap it up.
It was a very uneventful race, really. I mean, just the one.
For you guys, maybe. I think that's what I'm getting is like you guys were kind of just but like there was a lot of action. Like I was busy watching a lot of action in the field, I guess. So it didn't seem dull to me, but
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna rewatch your broadcast, see what was going on.
yeah, I think it was a pretty good race up and down the field. I mean, there was always something going on. There's definitely a few guys that were sticking to each other for most of the race, but then there was a lot of people moving through the pack and caught a couple mistakes on stream, stuff like that. But the first lap was actually really good. Everybody was really clean and a lot of good wheel-to-wheel battles there, trying to keep it straight, and looked all right for me.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing to make it through lap one with nobody pissed off at anybody else for taking them out for no good reason. So
Yeah, there wasn't
No
anything
safety
too-
cars, you know, because
No.
we're very clean here,
Oh yeah.
like on Mondays.
right.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. We got 2 races left. Where are we going next? Russia?
Russia,
God, why was that the second last
And-
race? Ugh.
and
Anyway,
then
Russia,
Brazil
and
is
then
the last
Brazil.
race.
Yeah, Brazil is fun.
Fun.
I like Brazil, so I'm glad that's the last race. It's a good
Yeah, yeah, I like Brazil. Russia,
one. Russia's
Oh, well.
but we'll tune in next week for the It'll be all right. It actually produces pretty good racing in this game, but I really just don't enjoy it overall. Like, I remember last season, I think it was one of our best races of the year, but it was just like, it's just Russia.
Yeah,
So-
this right-hand turn. I mean,
Tacky
90-degree
track, I don't know,
turn,
something
90-degree
about it.
turn.
Yeah. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Cheers.